That.
Hi, welcome back. Yesterday, while I was watching the Prime Minister addressing his party workers after the Delhi win, I actually recollected an old incident which happened maybe a decade and a half back. So I just joined this, not joined, I just joined this company which was bringing in a new service into India, probably a pioneer in that service. I won't say a pioneer, there was another player who was there at that point of time, but that's a very small player. So it was a new service which was being launched to the country, and there were no real benchmarks on how to go about it. So it was like a startup kind of environment where you're doing everything in the country for the first time. While there were benchmarks which were there in other countries, but India has its own dynamics with different price mechanisms and different mass mechanisms, and also it was effectively a new thing that was being happening. So I remember this training which was happening, I think maybe 6 months or 1 year after launch, where all of us from the field were pulled into a training. I don't know from which level onwards, but at least people who are handling state level onwards, I think everybody was there. So the trainer was taking us through and divided into, as usual, some 3-4 groups. I think 4 groups were there, and we were put into different exercises where each person would be asked to do a team activity and also an individual activity at different times. So finally, at the end, there was this last activity where and there were some points given for each activity, for each team. So of course, we are all being sales guys, we are very competitive and you want to come on the top and all that. So this last activity, when he announced the way it was to be done, I was supposed to do the last part. The last part involved somebody summing up what the entire team members had done, how they're different from the other teams, and why is it that they're unique or something like that. So I remember some of my other colleagues who were there from other states and all that were not very comfortable having me in that role, because they felt there were other people who were probably better off, doing that last and crucial talk and all that. So anyway, I did that talk, and when he announced the winners, he said till that last talk, the second team, we were the first team and they were the second team, was actually ahead by a few points. And then Rijo came and did this politically correct speech and actually changed the turns. Though I didn't really understand what this political speech he meant at that point of time. Coming back to what I said about the Prime Minister's talk and all that, I've been watching him talk at multiple locations. And like yesterday, he was talking to his party workers. He had a particular story that he was telling. When he was talking to in an election campaign, a different story he was doing. When he was on a normal visit, he had a different story. When he was doing his Mann was a different story. So when I was doing some search on this, an ideal story. In fact, story is not what we say is a story. Anything that you communicate is actually a story. And a successful story is supposed to have 3 components. It has to have some story about me, if I'm talking about me. It has to have a story about you or the person to whom I'm communicating. If it's an individual person, it's about that person. If it's about a huge crowd, it should be something which resonates with that crowd. And there should be a story about us, about which with both of us can recollect. If you have these 3 components, that is when people resonate with that story, take it to heart and remember it for a long period of time. In case you'd like to read more about this, please visit my LinkedIn page, Rijo's Business Bites, or my website, rijofrancis.com. Till we meet next time, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.